sort of tied to the geopolitical aspect, at least from a perception point of view, is some of the legal challenges that MTN has faced, right? And I say it that way because the different cases that you guys face are almost exclusively outside of South Africa, and and the ones that people are paying attention to, what's happening, there, and once again, signal versus versus noise.
Yeah.
That's one, and then two, um, is there any prospect of a resolution somewhere down the line? I think that's one of the things people would really, to say, are we gonna, you know, be done with this anytime soon?
No, it's interesting that you raise that point because it's a point that's obviously we take very seriously.
Yeah,
And to your more general point, these are matters not really on the African continent, to be clear.
yeah,
I mean, they're matters related to our presence in the Middle East. And before I answer that, I think it's quite important to know what is the position strategically for MTN. And we took that position probably 5 years ago that we would orderly exit the Middle East,
yeah,
starting with the consolidated subsidiaries, because we believe that we don't have a unique advantage of being in the Middle East. We understand Africa well, we know how to allocate capital well, we know how to manage the risks well, we know how to engage geopolitically in Africa well. We took 5 years ago that view, that orderly exit, and we've done pretty well in doing that. It's not easy to do the exit. Sounds easier. It's harder than it sounds, let's put it that way. So we abandoned Syria after being frustrated by former President Assad's regime.
yeah,
They made it difficult for us to operate. We reserved the rights. You're looking at that situation today, and you're saying to yourself, well, sanctions have been removed. Would you go back? No, we're not going to go back. There's no chance we'll go back. We had to exit Afghanistan, very difficult. The Taliban were coming into power.
yeah,
We didn't want to be caught in that situation.
yeah,
We sold Afghanistan for almost next to nothing. Yemen we sold for $1, okay? Because we said to ourselves, this is not a place where we have capability, we have unique skills, and there's no advantage for us to be here. And 2018, the snapback sanctions US in May 2018 came, and so, and the SWIFT was removed around Iran. So Iran was kind of like a stuck situation.
yeah,
No capital in, no capital out, and very mindful of sanctions regimes and our compliance with it and so forth. We have a compliance team sitting in Dubai that are actively just checking, where are sanctioned entities and individuals, and we keep a healthy distance from all of that.
yeah,
So I give that context because I think it's important in terms of how I'm answering your questions, on the litigation matters. And I think there's three of them that are important,
yeah,
for our stakeholders. The first is the Turkcell matter, which is in the SA courts. More recently, the Supreme Court of Appeal upheld our position
yeah,
in terms of how this matter should be heard under Iranian law. It upheld EAC's position around jurisdiction. It was 3-2 on jurisdiction, and what is the law applicable 5-0 in terms of Iranian law. And so we've made an appeal to the Constitutional Court. So let's see where that is going.
Yeah.
And this is a matter that's been going on probably since 2012. So that's Turkcell there. And it's related to our license getting into Iran in 2005.
yeah,
Then there is the second set of matters, the ATA cases, the Anti-Terrorism Act cases. There's 5 of them, and they came about circa around 2019. And I think it's worthwhile for you and your audiences to go and see, what types of ATA cases that are ongoing.
yeah,
And they touch on some multinationals in different industries and so forth. So we have those to deal with, and there's 5 of them, and the various developments. Importantly, the ATA cases, under kind of the American statutes, you have to prove jurisdiction if you're a non-US person like
Yeah.
ourselves.
yeah,
and then you argue the merits. Was there any wrongdoing or not? So, kind of summarizing, we kind of been in this jurisdictional phase of can it be heard or can it not be heard? If I kind of try and simplify it. So they have not been tested on the merits of has there been any wrongdoing and engaging in that part. And these things take time. Yesterday we spoke with the release of our results about the request for information from the United States Department of Justice,
Yeah.
which we are cooperating on a voluntary basis. I think it's important that when they do these grand jury investigations, there is a normal process of doing it. You have to be served. Sometimes there is kind of mutual agreement between the ministries, departments of justice, between the base country, which would be South Africa, versus obviously the US. And we said, no, we are going to fully cooperate on a voluntary basis.
Yeah.
It is, of course, a confidential process, so there's always a limit to what you can say and disclose, even in a forum and a platform like this. But I think there's some super important points to be clear about.
Yeah.
As I said, it's a confidential process.
Yeah.
They have not accused us of any wrongdoing.
Yeah.
They've asked us for requests for information.
Yeah.
And the final point, which is super important, as we look at the request for information, these is substantially the same issues in the ATA case.
Okay.
That's our read of it.
Yeah.
As you know, we obviously in this process have sight of the request of information. So we are working with the Department of Justice, agreeing kind of the guardrails of how we engage, because our position is, these matters are of a nature that, we will cooperate with and engage them through our U.S. counsel and also our teams. So those are the three buckets: the Turkcell matter, the ATA case, and the development around the Department of Justice. I think what's also important is these are legal processes that are time indeterminate. You can't tell how slowly or quickly they move.
Yeah.
They can take years, and we'll continue to work constructively with the judicial systems wherever we need to, and tell our story as we
Yeah.
know. And so, we just want to be clear around those three particular cases, and as you say, or situations, and they deal with substantively kind of issues in the Middle East. We don't have those, on the rest of the continent.